Hello, fellow gamers. I'm Gloryhound, and this is the fabulous
DrGloryhogg.
Wow, you were supposed to like.
I thought you were just gonna keep going. I had my glasses off. I'm trying to clean them.
I literally pointed to you. Like we do this every single. How many streams has it been with us doing this? And
but you don't normally add the fabulous, so I assumed you were just gonna keep going.
The fabulous threw you off.
Fabulous.
Strong, exciting, wondrous,
yeah,
imaginative.
Hell of a man. DrGloryhogg. I'm pretty sure that's where you're going with all this.
Everybody's here for the compliment show. And how are all of you lovely people doing out there today? I hope all of you are having a great day. Looking forward to the weekend. It's Friday. It's Friday. Wait, it is Friday. Yes, it is Friday. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what day it is.
I'm so excited, everybody. I had this delicious Jameson gin, which is like, it's like the Jeff's Kiss of gins. So good. It's like my favorite gin ever. And the people talk to me on Twitter and I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. I still get excited about that stuff a lot.
You do get weirded out by the weirdest things. But to be fair, I mean, I freaked out whenever we were talking to David Farland, so I was pretty pumped about that.
Oh, that's true. Now I get to go ahead and be like, haha, sucker.
The one time I got super excited to talk to somebody. Usually I'm just like, they're a person, calm down. So we have a lot of really, really good games this week. Like, yes, 3 out of 4. I would back all of them, but I know I can only pick one.
The gin doesn't make me hungry. It's the beef stroganoff. The lots of beef stroganoff games were the games today. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, there is, like I said, there's a lot of really good games with a lot of really good reasons to back them.
I feel like over the last few weeks, it's been like that. You know, we've talked about a lot of really good stuff the last few weeks and had to make a lot of crazy decisions. I was almost gonna say bad decisions, but probably two.
To save money too, and then we keep having like all these and really good games come up.
Okay, first up we have Three Sisters. This is by a new game company, Motor City Gameworks. This is for 1 to 4 players. Should last about 45 minutes. This is. Oh, I forgot to play the video for everybody. Where is my mind today? I'm like out of it. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
She has the speaker up because she listens to Orchid videos all like for like an hour before the stream. She's like, and then they're like, and then your orchid might have a waxy discharge. I'm like, oh my god.
I have to listen to the videos because we're talking about Three Sisters today, which is all about gardening. So
weak. All right. Three Sisters, all about gardening. Here's the most important thing. Although it is a newer company, it's a bunch of industry people all kind of mashed together.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it like a super group? Like whenever Sammy Hagar got together with all those other people, like with Guns N' Roses and stuff, they call themselves like what, Chicken Foot or something? It's a super group.
What?
A bunch of bands do this all the time.
What?
Do you not understand what bands are?
Hold on. There was a band named Chicken Foot?
I think so.
I'm going to need a fact check, everyone. I'm going to need a fact check on that. Was Sammy Hagar in it?
I think it was something like that. It was something weird. It had a really weird name, but it had like, I think Slash was in it, Guns N' Roses, and it was like Sammy Hagar.
What did they do?
They played
a bunch of nuttin'? A bunch of nuttin'?
A song or two.
One song?
But essentially the idea behind a supergroup is when you take a bunch of people from already well-established bands and you mix them all together.
And that's what Three Sisters is?
That's what this board game company is.
Oh, okay. That's what this board game company is.
Because they've all got experience from different board game companies, and now they've kind of made their own.
Will the doctor play this roll and write in the bathroom like Fleet the Dice game?
Probably.
What?
Yeah.
You played Fleet the Dice game in the bathroom?
Oh
my god!
Sheets.
No! Why didn't I know that? Why? Listen, everyone.
Don't listen.
Don't take that stuff into the bathroom and play it. That's not cool. Other people have to play with that. Like, don't do that. What's wrong with you, doctor?
I don't know. I didn't even say anything. I'm just like, sure, why not? You got laminated sheets. You could. I think we talked about you could play it in the bath because if it has laminated sheets and dye, you could just play. Well, the bath is in the bathroom.
That's different, though. Not while you're, like, on the toilet. You don't get on the toilet and then play a dice game there. That's not how you do things.
How long are you on the toilet that you can play a 45-minute dice game? Why is that where your mind went?
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Why did your mind go immediately there?
Yeah. That's our only pizza belongs in the bathroom and specifically in the shower. Okay, Battle Cry.
Not in a bath. That would be weird. Just while taking a shower awkwardly, being like, "Are you okay today?
Oh gosh, it's already starting, everybody.
Are we live, or can we just restart this?
Gosh, it's already starting. All right.
God, this is already it? I'm sorry. You get what you paid for. You get what you paid for.
Okay, Dr.
So what's exciting about this is that it's by the people who did Fleet the Dice game, which is why that was all brought up. And if you look at it, I can see some things that it shares.
Absolutely.
If you've got your different plots, it looks like you're going to unlock stars that can potentially help you unlock other things. Like, one of my favorite things about Fleet the Dice game is getting to go fishing like an extra time, or unlocking the different licenses. And I'm not even super big into fishing. I'm not super big into gardening, but they're kind of different niche kind of themes that I think are interesting. Like, that would be kind of fun to play. I mean, gardening's not as niche, but still.
Absolutely. I can see the similarities between Fleet the Dice game and this game here with that star system that you were talking about. And then the second page over here being where you're going to have like buildings and stuff, or, you know, some other sort of thing where you're going to gain extra VP points.
It feels like a similar layout to Fleet. And
it does.
And welcome, Yan. It's great to see you.
Yeah, hello.
I think that's what I'm most excited about with it, because I can just look at it. I can feel like it's got some of the same things that Fleet has going on, which I really enjoyed. And if it's going to be more of that, but a completely different theme with some slightly different stuff going on, I'm excited about that. There's like a rondelle thing going on, I think.
Hello, Games of Fire. How are you doing? We haven't seen you in a little while. So, yeah, I totally agree. Now, that's the biggest thing, I think, that is the change from Fleet the Dice game is this rondelle system here, because you're still going to be doing the same thing where you're rolling, what is it, like one extra, you know, per the number of players. So you have 2 people, like you're probably rolling 3 dice here, and then you're choosing, and then when you're choosing, though, those dice there, you have to apply to certain actions on this board, plus whatever the pips on the dice are or something, right? And then, like, you have that one dice that everybody can do stuff with, I think. That's how it went, right?
I'm not going to lie. As soon as it said, like, from the makers of Fleet
and then you were like, yes, take my money!
So the reason why I got excited about it is because, like we've talked about, I don't like most rolling rights or flipping rights or whatever rights. And Fleet is one that I actually enjoy. So if there's going to be another one, and I know she really likes rolling rights, so if there's another one that we can play besides just Fleet that I also enjoy, that seems like a big win for me.
Absolutely. And, like, Fleet the Dice game is hands down our favorite roll and write. Just, I mean...
Is it your favorite, too?
It is my favorite, too, because I love the comboingness of it so much. And everything that you're doing in that game, like, builds off of something. And I love how it's not like one player usually, like, runs away with the entire game.
Yeah, it's usually pretty close.
Yeah, it's usually still pretty close. So I feel like that is fantastic when you have a game like this that you can do so many things in and go in so many different directions and still arrive at close to the same point. And this is like a roll and write. Like, there's not another roll and write I can think of like that, except...
It's very combo-y.
Yeah, like...
Gotcha and Clever can be, but it's very abstract. Like, you're doing it and you're like, oh, if I mark off all these boxes, I get to mark off a bonus box.
Even then, with Gotcha and Clever, there's like a certain road or a certain pathway to winning.
Yeah, it does seem like it's definitely more, it's more straightforward. Where with Fleet, I mean, I've won games without going into, like, 2 of the different fish types, or by going all in on the king crab, or by going all in on buildings instead of those other things. And you can kind of go a lot of different routes. A lot of times we always end up doing different routes, too. Like, you focus on different ships than I do, almost always. So
Best of Star Trek says, hello, Gloryhound. Why am I standing in a line in the cold trying to get into a game store? I don't know. Why are you? What's going on?
Kickstarter. You buy it, it shows up a year or so later, right to your house, hopefully.
So I'm really, really excited about this game. Like, I can't even explain to you all how excited I am about this stinking game.
Now, here's the only downside to it. Well, there's 2 things, right? One, it's a smaller company, so they probably actually need to be on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But for those people that are just only solely care about the value, you're not really getting a lot for backing this on Kickstarter. You're getting, like, a customized first player marker. I think that tractor is customized. And like a mini expansion potentially.
I'm down with this mini expansion. I was going to scroll down. Yeah, I was going to scroll down to the mini expansion because I'm hyped about it. Hello, Kabuki Kid. How are you doing today? So who all in our chat has played Fleet the Dice game? I'm curious to see how you are all comparing it, because we're comparing it directly to it and we see all the similarities because we love the game so much. And
they did do a good job of getting like a wide variety of people to cover it too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's not like just 1 or 2 people. They got like, I mean, that's a lot of different people to cover it, which... I mean, part of that's going to be because of roll and write's much cheaper to send out.
So stretch goals wise, you know, you're upgrading your farmer meeples, your little pumpkins, but here's the big one right here, weather expansion. So excited. Look at these little tiny clouds. I need tiny clouds in my life, a little lightning. So cute. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just want to reach through the screen and like, just want to pinch these little meeple things because they're so cute. Like, I get cuteness overload with some of these things. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The doctor's
very concerned
face.
for our screen. You know that's not how TV works,
like,
right?
No.
Hey.
I just want to pinch the little meatballs so bad.
I need you to tell me. You know that's not how the TV
so
works.
Cute though. I wish it was sometimes.
Say it out loud. You know that's not how the TV works.
It's not how the TV works. But you can still push it on the screen. If you push on the screen
no,
and you can like
that's
so cute.
Don't touch our TV. Oh my gosh. If you break our TV, that's less board games we can buy.
Okay, so let's see here.
Just brush over that.
Well, that's true. I'm not gonna break the TV, okay? So it's Kabuki Kid has played Fleet the Dice game. Best of Star Trek has Fleet the Dice game. Okay, easy to lose track of where you are in the game. So many bonuses.
Yeah.
Yes,
it definitely can.
That's probably the one thing that I have to say about Fleet the Dice game is that whenever I'm going through my bonuses, I count them on my fingers so I don't forget them. And then when I take them off, I like tape them down. I'm like, okay, now my turn is finished.
You have like your own little system for it?
I have my own little counting system on the bonuses because the bonuses can really like start rolling into each other, but I love it.
I usually circle the star and then I put a line through it after I've actually used it. So I circle them whenever you're like going through and you're circling the different stars, and then I go, when I actually use it, I try to put a dash through it. So I do like a double on the star so I don't forget to use them.
Well, thank you so much for showing up today and hanging out with us for the little time that you can, Kabuki Kid. We really appreciate that.
It's in the middle of the day, and I think it's going to shift, right? Because it's
daylight savings. Well, since we're doing Pacific time, we're shifting the time we're doing it. Nobody else is now. Yeah, we're not doing it where everybody else is jumping around. Like, we're going to jump around.
Technically, they're shifting too in a way.
Well,
I don't know how daylight savings works. It's very confusing.
The starting price on this is $29. I would say, okay, so the Kickstarter exclusive weather expansion for me is what does it. Like, I want this game because I want the weather expansion. I want these cute little tiny clouds. I want some maximized pumpkins here.
Now that's how you get a meeting done, Patter. In 12 minutes, done. I like it. Pray for me that my next meeting is this short.
Spring forward, at least in most places. You know, and that's another thing. This game is like so springish. I know I'm going to love this game. I love all the
What if you get it in December, though?
I love well, it'll make me miss spring, and then I'll be happy. There's little pumpkins.
I do like the overall thing, which makes sense, though, because it's about using the benefits of the different crop types to support each other. So, like, the corn grows, and then, like, the beans can use it as a lattice to climb up. And then, like, I think it's, like, the pumpkin covers the ground, which prevents weeds. And so it's actually a good farming technique, too. So it is rooted in something that's, rooted. Oh,
I was just going to say something.
It is rooted in something that is actually I'm trying to make up a new word. Nope.
You had it. You should have just stuck with the rooted thing. That would have been good. Everybody would have been impressed.
We will not conform Battle Cry. We'll just be weirdly on the outside, not understanding how daylight savings works.
So,
as the one state. Well, there's another state, I think, that doesn't do it.
I think the unique part of this, though, is the board going from Fleet the Dice game to this. That board portion of it is going to be different. And I really enjoyed the little expansion thing. In having, like, the little...
I'm no agroecologiologist. Dang it, so close.
Having the little cloud icons makes me feel like those are things that you're going to be placing on your boards and stuff, which is completely different than the expansion to Fleet the Dice game. Because I feel like the expansion to Fleet the Dice game was like, this is okay. Like, I could do...
It was just another set of buildings on another
Yeah, I was like, I could do without this. But this expansion, I'm like, ooh, this expansion is intriguing because this means that probably we're going to be, like, using these for something. Like, that's exciting, you know?
I'm not a smart man. I probably have said that, actually. That sounds like something I've said.
All right, chat. Would you back this game?
Why are you pointing so much today?
I don't know. Doctor, would you back this game?
Yes.
Okay, me too. I want to back this game.
Tough one there.
I feel like I need a gavel sometimes.
I am very interested in this game.
I need a gavel sometimes for this. I just want to play it right now. I didn't see a print and play. I'm going to contact the publisher.
You need to calm down.
I just want to play the game really bad.
Petter's had a lot of Gregets, which I can respect. It's been expensive the last couple months.
It's been super expensive.
Finger Guns is a good game.
That is a good game. Next up, we have Eternal Palace. This is by Alley Cat Games. This is for 1 to 5 players. This is going to last about 60 to 90 minutes. This is a dice placement game where you're going to be rolling your dice, and then you're going to be grouping them behind a screen, and then you're going to be using those dice in different placed areas around the board in order to make beautiful paintings.
Yeah, that's about right.
DrGloryhogg, what do you think about this game?
I know you really like Alley Cat Games. It's dice placement, which I do like worker placement in general. The theme isn't super appealing to me. There was just nothing really about this one that like jumped out to me as a must-own. It does look like it's got a lot of cool things going for it, but I just don't think it fell into that realm of like, I didn't get into the same amount of excitement on this one as I did on some of the other campaigns this week.
Really?
Yeah. I know that's going to make you sad.
This game looks super pretty, but it seems like a pass for me, says Petter.
It's probably very interesting. It's probably not a bad game, but it is one of those ones that it doesn't have, I mean, I'm comparing to something like Super Fantasy Brawl, right? Which was like my #1 game, my #1 Kickstarter game of last year. So how do I compare the two? They're completely different.
Interesting. That's really interesting. And I'm interested to hear what chat thinks about this game as well, because I do really love Alley Cat Games a lot.
You do.
And I really like, there was another company that did the whole making paintings and putting all the things on top of, yeah, which was such a cool idea. And I still love that idea. And I love their incorporation of that into this game. However, I feel like this one is like missing some sort of mark. Like, I don't know if this is like a try before I buy or like a will get later on. Like, usually Alley Cat Games has something that instantly hooks me on their game. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing because of XYZ.
What if it was actually them doing the posters of that cat hanging by like one arm that's just hanging there? Would that have sold you on it?
And Battlecry says that lady is sus, and I agree. Maybe her looking out into the pastures and stuff like that, she's actually coming up with an evil plan. I don't know, maybe.
I'm kind of with Petter. I kind of wish I would have backed Canvas now.
I do too.
To a certain degree.
I wanted to back Canvas.
I wonder if it's like Drop Mix. Like, I picked up Drop Mix when it was like super cheap, and then I played it like once with my kid, and then for the most part, my kid messes around with it, but it's not something I go to over and over again, even though the idea of mixing a bunch of different music together was like a really cool idea.
So Games of Fire says, I like dice placement, but my budget is tight, and this will be a pass for me, not a big enough draw. And this is starting at $47. And I'm agreeing with a lot of you on this here. I went down, I was like, what is really super interesting in this game that they're offering based off of, I mean, because they've had a lot of really fantastic offerings in the past for their games and stuff like that, where you get lots of extra miniatures, like in Tang Garden and stuff like that. But with this particular one here, they have little buildings, and they're cool.
Right. It's like $12 more, and you get 4 buildings.
They're just not as exciting. And I really love this sort of painting feature here. And I don't know if we didn't see enough of that because it's hard to do in like a prototype sort of form, but I wanted to look more at this painting scoring system.
I'll be honest,
like,
I didn't even notice that painting part at first.
Oh, you didn't even notice the painting
together?
Scoring system here? Oh, this was so cool because, again, like Canvas, you're layering those things, and then you get this like little painting at the end, which is like just so satisfying. So satisfying. Let's see here. The lady in the game or Gloryhound? Oh, on sus. Wow, Petter, thanks.
That's fair.
Erwin says, I love the designer and the publisher, but the game seems a bit meh. Also, useless minis. I know, that's exactly what I'm saying, Erwin. I'm kind of sad about that because Alley Cat Games does such an amazing job of putting a game out there, and I'm not sure what exactly, like, why exactly it's missing the mark, or if it's several different things in several different locations that are all encompassingly like all over, making it miss the mark for me this time.
Was Alley Cat one of the publishers for Tang Garden? I thought that was Thundergriff.
Oh, dang it. It was Thundergriff. What am I thinking of?
You're thinking of something.
I failed. I apologize, everyone.
Welcome to Dino World?
They did Chocolate Factory, which I thought was so cool with actually pushing the little tiles and stuff like that. Like, that one was fantastic. You're right, though. I apologize. I can't believe I messed that up.
sometimes, you know, they might have picked it up and distributed it like overseas or something. You know, that happens
Maybe.
too.
I don't know. Maybe their booths were together, like next to each other. That happens too. Sometimes.
There you go.
They get their booths next to each other and I just glaze on by with everything. So apologies on that.
I think the interesting part of it is the dice placement, and then you're doing the dice placement behind the screens, and you can spend fish to change your dice, and there is the nice part of it being, it's a race, and you're going to need other people to probably help you get to that race. So you do want to interact, and they do highlight that it's not a negative race where you're trying to block people or push people out. You're just trying to race to be the first to the top of like these little tracks, and if you are, you get like an extra bonus point.
Well, and I like the grouping
that's
bonuses
nice.
a lot because you can group your dice and you can use those for certain things, but you get better quality out of things if you have like more dice grouped together and stuff like that. But like at that point, it goes behind your screen and people don't know how you're grouping your dice together.
Well, I think the big thing that you can see in some of the playthroughs is that if you've got all 4 of your dice, and you can either take 4 actions off those 4 die, or you could take like 2 of them together and get like, say, like a 7 and do that 7 action, and then only take 3 actions. Or you can group 2 sets together, and now you've got, instead of, you'll have 2 actions, but they might be better actions or actions you really need, while somebody else might take 4 individual actions. So there is some play there where you're trying to figure out what's going to be the best beneficial, and then what everyone else is doing. So when everybody lifts up their screen, they can totally change your plans around completely, and you're like, oh no! You can spend fish or something. I don't know.
So Games of Fire just said, I just ordered Welcome to Dino World. I love that game a lot. And Doctor doesn't like it as much, but I stinking love that game so much. I love being able to draw the little enclosures, make the little dinos in there. So cute. Like, they can break out.
I only have so much room for dino games, and I already have Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic World on my phone. I've got a lot of dino games.
So I was not as excited about this one, which is really sad, but I will tell you what I am excited about.
That
I'm actually going to scroll down. No, I'm scrolling down.
The bull miniature?
No.
Is it the bull?
Doctor, I just said, I don't need your bull up in here, okay? I'm scrolling down to the really exciting part. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming, everyone. It's coming. Woo!
I'm getting
Oh my gosh, this is a lot of scrolling.
Yeah, this one was a long page if I
remember right. Did I miss it?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for like all their extras and stuff like that. Where's the extras at?
I don't know. I remember thinking to myself, man, is there even any reviews on this?
Tabletop Sim. So if you do want to play it, I always like that. See you later, Kabuki. Reviews. Oh my gosh. Here's
all the playthroughs and stuff finally, like way down. I remember this being like the longest page ever.
Ha!
What is this?
Ha! Paper Dungeon. Battle, explore, and score in the all brand new dungeon scrolling roll and write game exclusively from Alley Cat Games.
Where's this thing at? Is this just an add-on? Like you can't even... Did they not have an...
They snuck in a BA add-on. Like, I want this. This is what I want. I want a roll and write dungeon delving adventure. What happened? How am I going to get this? Can I... Oh, I didn't even look if I could order this online. I really want this. This is what I want.
I think I gave up scrolling. I don't think I scrolled down this far.
Yeah, this add-on...
I got tired because you just kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
Yeah, as I got to the bottom, I was like, oh, okay. And, you know, I'm always looking to pick up Chocolate Factory because I really want to get that game. And when I finally got here, I was like, what? And look at this. It looks amazing. Look at this board here. Like...
When you say what like that, do you normally say it in your head or do you say it like out loud?
Both.
Okay. Because I don't feel like I've ever heard you actually say that. Like from the other room, if I heard you say that, I'd be like, what is going on over there?
How dare you? How dare you?
Oh, like there's some Chocolate Factory.
So at this point, I just kind of want to pick up like the extra stuff. I want Chocolate Factory and I want this dungeon game. I don't actually want the other thing.
Oh, snap. It's time to go mining for some tin, everybody. Woo-woo.
Petter says, I want Paper Dungeon. I care not about the main game. Yeah, me either. So it sucks. And I want an actual Chocolate Factory, says Petter. I also want one of those as well.
I do
like
get
all those things.
That a lot of the Kickstarters now are adding VAT prices because of England and everything. All that shenanigans.
Yeah.
Of having to pay VAT, where I guess a bunch of them weren't before.
Yeah.
So at least they can see up front how much more expensive it is. But it would suck to live there right now.
All right. So, chat. Are you going to back Eternal Palace Or are you going to back Paper Dungeon? I mean, I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out if I
Or
can just
Dice
get on to
Hospital.
get to the add-on part just to get the Paper Dungeon.
Or Tinner's
I got to
Trail.
go look. Yeah, or Tinner's Trail. You can get Tinner's Trail still, too.
Could you put Tinner's Trail
Chocolate
next to
Factory?
the Chocolate Factory so that you're like, you have a hard day, you're out there mining tin, and then like your significant other's making chocolate, and you're like, this is what makes it all worthwhile. My tin supports this chocolate. Ah.
I don't think that's a very healthy way to live. You could do like what, chocolate-covered kale or something like that, and that would be better.
Tin?
No.
Chocolate-covered tin?
No.
That's the newest thing. Makes you more metal.
Battle Cry says pass on this one.
But that one has a helicopter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to figure out how to get this one here. Like,
I would prefer if you didn't. Can we just back Three Sisters?
can we get both? Can we get
No.
both? This one will be a pass for me, though Paper Dungeon might get picked up later. I agree. I'm 100% down for Paper Dungeon. Why didn't we see a Paper Dungeon campaign? I want it. Like, did I miss it?
Then you end up in the Dice Hospital.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Did I
I
miss
don't
Paper
remember seeing
Dungeon?
Paper Dungeon. There's Chocolate Factory right there, $75 with the deluxe.
That's the deluxe one.
Oh,
Maybe I'd be okay with the base game. I don't know. We're gonna move on.
yeah, because you're spending all
I
the
want
money.
I want the Paper Dungeon, everyone.
That's fair. That's fair.
Next up, we have Super Fantasy Brawl Round 2. Who has Super Fantasy Brawl at home?
I do.
I also have it.
Nice.
We should play that together.
We should play it sometime. That would be good.
So Super Fantasy Brawl was a Kickstarter that happened, was it like 2 years ago now or something?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think so.
I don't even know if it was that long ago.
We did like the tournament series on it. Love the game. People were unable to purchase the game.
It was hard to
I
find.
think it was really hard to find. I mean, they did the Kickstarter, and I don't know if like their other copies got sold out or something like that, but like it just became where like you couldn't find anything for it. I know people were complaining, so
Well,
I'm
and
happy
I
that
know
they're
at
bringing that back.
One point in time, too, talking to Sam Healy and everybody, they were trying to bring. This was all going to come to retail. You were able to buy all these little packs of retail, but with the way COVID hit and everything, and then a lot of not the game stores, but the distributors that buy in bulk were like worried about buying stuff like this, and so like they didn't as much put in as many orders as expected and stuff. So they're like, we'll just take it back to the fans. We'll take it straight to Kickstarter where the fans can get it directly if they haven't already ordered it locally through like one of their favorite game stores or something.
And plus, if you went ahead and picked up the base game of Super Fantasy Brawl, a lot of times those extra character packs weren't available to you, and people were having a hard time finding them.
Yeah,
Right.
you got 6 characters instead of 12.
Which,
Kickstarter had a lot more going for it.
as we know in the Super Fantasy Brawl tournament, there's a lot of characters in there that are really, really important if you are going to be playing like tournament style and stuff like that, for sure. There's must-have characters in these games. So, with round 2,
Yes.
they're offering everything.
Brawlicious!
All of the games, all the game
Yeah,
stuff,
you
all
get
the
everything
things.
from the very beginning on.
Which is really, really nice. And then they're also offering new character packs, which I'm really excited about. New character packs.
So it's 9 new characters in the round 2.
Are like $50 or something like that.
Yeah, it's $50.
Yeah.
It also comes with the foil character cards, and that does come with character cards for the originals too. So the front side of it will just be regular, but then when you flip the character, when you level up, whenever you defeat somebody, you level up, it'll get flipped over and it'll have a foil
and it'll
side.
be foil on the other side. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I love that. Let's see here. I need the nature pack, and then with this Kickstarter, I'll have all the characters.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Like, we talk a lot about it. I mean, we don't cover expansions as much, but we do occasionally, especially if there's something new to offer. This is an expansion. It was a short campaign, too. It's only got a couple days left on it. With an arena-style game, it's always more fun to have more characters. Because if you add 9 new characters, you've almost doubled what you got from the original. Like the original Kickstarter, which was 12, right? I don't know. It's somewhere close there. But you're getting so many new characters, you can try so many more strategies and team combos. And so, like, we have, like, our favorites that we've played and some different ones that we want to play and stuff, but this is just going to add even more to that to make it so that you can hopefully get so much variety in there that, like, nobody's really playing carbon copies of the same teams.
Hello, Makush. So, Petter says, and when you flip your character, you can be like, ha, foiled again.
There you go.
That is worth it. Like, oh my gosh, that's so much. That's worth it so much. Oh my goodness.
No cool bike jump stories, unfortunately.
No. There was...
I keep trying to convince her to do, like, a documentary style video where she follows me to where I did this alleged bike jump and then we discuss it. But she doesn't want to. She says no.
So, you can pick up everything if you missed out on stuff. I'm sure you can go ahead and pick up extras if you got the base copy of this game, and then you want like the little extra little like, tokens.
Here's something that's been brought up. You can get each individual little pack if you didn't like all of them, right? They're like $20 a piece. But the all-in for just the new stuff is $50.
Yeah.
So you're not saving any money by buying them individually unless you only want one pack for some reason.
Yeah.
Also, the original game was only like, what, 60-something bucks? $80 or something?
Very inexpensive.
Like 65?
Yeah.
So this one being at 50 is kind of expensive comparatively to the other one. But just do it anyways. Because you want the new characters.
Just do it anyways.
Yeah, just do it anyways. You want the new characters, right? Just do it.
The heck, Doctor?
No, it is, the price position is more expensive than the previous iteration. I will agree with that. But you do get the cool foily cards, which you don't normally get. It's a vanity
really?
buy.
Because like
you get the new upgraded rule book. So they did have to print that out again, which is something to consider because they did print that out again. You get player aids, and you're going to get card sleeves for the new content.
Is it really that big of a difference, though? Because in the previous thing, like, what are you paying for extra? Like, the game board and stuff? Like...
Yeah, you also got, like, the game board. You got 3 extra characters, more than this one, because you got 12 instead of just 9.
Which is, like, the $15 worth extra from the base game?
And
is that what you're saying?
plastic components, though, too, right? Weren't those all included, or did we pay extra for that, for the plastic components? Like the plastic, like, magic bells and everything.
I don't remember.
It's been long enough. Oh, and you got the statues last time, too. So you got, like, 6 more miniatures. Plus you got the miniature trophies that were, like, plastic. So you did get a little bit more last time, I would say, overall.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
But $50 doesn't seem that bad, honestly. This is one I know for sure I would use the characters in. Because, so they've got the Mental Might characters, right? Which you've got the one who's in the wheelchair. You've got the monk. They've all got like these different mental powers. I think they're going to go really well with Solka, right? So that could be pretty interesting. Then there is the righteous ones, which is like King Alistair, Sir Tentaclot.
Oh, God.
Come on, it's a tentacle guy.
Okay,
That's
let me get
pretty
down
sweet.
to him. Let's get to the other characters. Hold on.
Yeah, I can't remember all their names. Okay, here we are. So here's Radiant Authority, right? So you got King Alistair. He's like a dragon prince. Sir Tentaclot and Khalees, which is like kind of like an Egyptian Ankh thing going on, which is kind of interesting.
Very against like octopi, but even Sir Tentaclot looks kind of cool.
I want to paint that one.
I don't know.
Just that one. Sir Tentaclot looks cool. I know that they have some characters in here that have like 2 reactions instead of 1. So they've got like extra abilities to use like more reactions and be more reactionary then. And there's this set here, which I really like that little guy at the bottom. Was it Nidikit?
This looks like a roguish set or something. I'm super down with this set.
So these guys are all special tricksters that have like very special, unique abilities and everything.
So Petter says, can we get good inserts? Well,
so
that's a different story.
With these is since they are going to be basically copies of the retail version, they are not going to come with game trays. They're going to come with just standard trays that they're having made at the manufacturer, made by the manufacturer. So they won't come with game trays at all.
How are we going to store all of our stuff?
I don't know. That's a discussion for later. They are looking into potentially making it so that you can store all of it, but I haven't heard any official word about anything. And these characters are cool too, because you've got your cat monk.
I just want to play as this kitty.
And then you got a Jinn, right? Or like some kind of genie. And then she looks like a fortune teller. So you know she's going to be bad.
She's mystical.
She's going to she probably got a card that just says thinner. 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 Like that Stephen King movie, Thinner.
Oh, gosh. Nikit looks cool, says Jay Peters.
The kid is like 3 kids like all on top of each other.
What?
Or maybe they're pygmies. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember pointing that out. I was like, oh, my gosh, there's like 2 things in there.
It's a bunch of people stacked on top
and
of each other.
And like another one inside the mouth.
Yeah. Which I'm all down for.
The Jin and Jin Super Fantasy Brawl Night. Yes! That is what I'm talking about, Petter. When do we get to game together?
I think the only thing that's weird is that it comes with sleeves, which I get why it does, but since we don't have the sleeves for the original, I just feel weird. Like, I'm not going to sleeve them if I only have sleeves for just the new characters. 9 characters only. Sleeve your favorites. I know you're like, I'll just get more sleeves.
Hefty makes for great storage, says Battlecry. Exactly, yeah, I'll just get more sleeves. I don't know about Hefty. Like, we need...
I do like these foil champion cards, though. That was kind of a neat little... cute thing to do.
The problem is
and a revised rulebook is always nice.
Storage-wise, like...
There's room in that box, though. I think you can get it
all
into
like, you could
box.
get one of those foam insert things and stuff, but then, like, It has to be the pick out foam and stuff. Like you can't do like the normal foam ones because the miniatures in quotation marks are not really that miniature, you know?
Yeah, but I'm sure there's got to be a way to do it. They'll just be layered in there, kind of like what we did with Arcadia Quest, where we have like a box that has just like
yeah, we're gonna have to do something like that.
Pick out foam, I think is what's in there.
Okay, so this one here, oh yeah, that's the other one, Force of Nature and stuff like that. Yeah, some of these are must have. Packing peanuts from other shipments works. There you go, Jay Peters.
there's your neoprene mat and everything. If you get this neoprene mat, you technically, since you have 2 sets of objectives, you could play 2 full games with this separately.
Oh yeah.
You just need another board. And so if you get the neoprene
then
mat, you've got
like
2 boards, 2 set of objectives, and then you would have what?
You could host your
characters?
own. You could host your own
That's
like little tournament sort of style series thing, which would be really fun in your own home. You know, I'd be down with that. All right, Dr. Gloryhough.
This will also make it a lot easier to play those 4-player games too, because you can play this 4-player with teams. Now that you have 9 extra characters, that'll make it a lot easier. Otherwise, it would have been kind of weird. Like it would have been a lot of fighting over characters, I think, because there's just less of them.
How can you play this as teams?
You can play 2 versus 2.
But there's 3 characters each. How does that work?
You don't have 3 characters either. I think you share 4 or something like that. You do 4 versus 4.
I did not realize that. That would be really good. That would be really good. Okay. All right. Well, Dr. Gloryhogg, obviously going to back this. Chat. Are you backing this game? I want to know. I'm going to say I'm definitely backing this. Like, it was a no, like, we love Super Fantasy Brawl. It was just like, yes, take our money. Like, I don't even care right now. Like, I just want to be that kitty person. Yeah. And what other person? There's somebody else I really want to be.
Nikit, the people all stacked on top of each other. That's a definite one for me. Tentaclot. I mean, I'm gonna.
These guys look super sus. Like, I need to be one of these people.
Jacques Labine.
I need to be sus character.
I need to like get the French. Oh, and King Alistair was cool too. I remember thinking King Alistair was already a win. So King Alistair, Tentaclot, good to go.
So Jay Peter says, I need a bigger board for Royal Rumble of 8 teams. That would be amazing. They need to make a bigger board. Like, I don't know. Like, they need to make, I don't know.
I bet you could.
You'd have to change, like, the goals and all sorts of stuff,
I bet you could house rule your own, like, Royal Rumble if you just get rid of the objectives and then you just have everybody place on different sides of the map, right? And then just everybody go for everybody all at once. I bet you could do that.
The objectives are so good, though.
I know. I'm just saying, if you wanted to do a Royal Rumble where it's like four separate teams all against each other.
So Petter says the giant white box will easily fit everything, but I'm gonna have to toss out the game trays. It'll hurt. Yeah, I'm thinking I may just end up going for foam, like in that big box. It's a giant box.
If they don't come up with another storage solution, I know that inquiries have been made, but we'll see what happens from all that.
We'll let all you know.
People are talking about it.
Backed all the way, says Petter. Right? We need to get on like some TTS or something and play that. So good. Tabletopia. Next up, we have Eldervale. Everdell. Wow, Everdell. I did that to poor Eldervale too.
Dwellings of Eldervale.
It's Evervale. Everdale?
Everdell. Wow.
Doctor, why don't you just go ahead and take it from here, okay?
All right, so here's the thing about this. This adds 2 new expansions plus a big box to hold everything. So the Newleaf expansion is going to give you kind of access to more resources and tickets and kind of like a train expansion. It's going to go on the right side of the board, I believe, kind of like the Pearlbrook went on the left side. And the Spire Crest and the other one go on the top and bottom. And then Mistwood gives you the option to have like an automated character in there. So if you want to play it solo, you can have like an automated character there, which is like, and then you can fight against like the Spider Queen, can be an automated player to play against. So It kind of changes that solo play. And if you wanted to, you could have that in there too. So if you have like a 2-player game, like you and I, we could also play with that the Mist one and have a whole third other player playing with us too. So it feels like a more complete game. Like there's more players, more interaction than just having just the 2 of us battling each other. Mm-hmm. Plus, Mistwood has the most important thing. It comes with pigs. It comes with pigs as a playable race. It comes with pigs and stouts, like little ferret things. But it comes with pigs. It comes with pigs. It comes with pigs.
Which one do we have? Don't we have like one of these? We have Pearlbrook?
We have Pearlbrook. So we have the original and then Pearlbrook.
But we didn't end up getting Mistwood or Newleaf. And you can't play any of these together.
Oh, sweetie. We didn't end up getting Spirebrook.
Spirebrook. Why are there so many
And the other
expansions to
one.
this game?
There's 5 expansions. There's 5 big expansions, right?
Why are
'Cause
there
there's
so
Newleaf,
many?
there's Mistwood, there's the Spire Crest one. Gosh, there's another one, and there's Probrook.
Why are there so many ways to play this game?
So they basically did it where they did the original, then they did the original with Probrook, which is how we got it, and it was around $100. Then they did the 2 new expansions, and they did 2 more new expansions, plus a big box. That's kind of the layout of how it works. Here's the thing. This is the most confusing campaign ever because as somebody who already has Probrook,
really confusing.
I just want to back the 2 new things and maybe the old things, but if you did it that way, you'd pay twice as much. It's crazy. Because each of these expansions, even if you got each of the expansions for $30, which to be fair, the Spire Crest one and the other one that came before this are not just $30. They are more expensive if you're trying to buy them on Amazon. If you got them all for just $30, though, that's 30, 60, 90, 120. You're going to pay an extra 120 for those expansions, plus having to buy the big box, which is like another 30, I believe. 150. You're going to spend $150 to get that. Plus, you also don't get the wooden Evertree. So this thing has the complete collector's edition, which comes with all 5 expansions, plus the base game, all the collector's versions, because there's different versions of them too. They're not all collector's versions. There's different versions of the expansions. And the wooden Evertree, all in the big box for $200.
Is anybody else like just
$200.
super confused by this campaign? This campaign is confusing. It's a lot of stuff.
It's got
and then
locked where you can't do certain things. Like if you want one expansion, you got to buy both. So it's $60.
It's organized like not very well, or like I don't know. And then like the money thing doesn't make sense.
So and then here's the other thing too. If you want just the new stuff, it's $100, right? So if you did like we did, where you backed it at Pearlbrook, you paid $100 for the base game and Pearlbrook, and then if you back this new one here, you're going to spend another $100 to get the big collector's box plus the 2 new expansions. You're going to still be missing the 2 expansions and the wood Everdell tree, and be paying the same price as somebody who wants to get this whole brand new Everdell collection all together for $200.
J. Peter says, you should get Spire Crest. It's probably the best add-on. And Petter says, I'm so close to backing it for $200. It helps I have none of it. That helps a lot
It's
because...
huge. Because what do? Do I sell my original collector's edition and my Pearlbrook and hope that somebody wants to buy those and then get this?
Oh, gosh.
Like, can I sell those? Do I play it enough to make sense? Because I don't know what to do with this.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with this either. It's a lot of stuff. And I love the fact that I love the game.
The game is fun.
I love the game. The game is fun. I love the expansion that we have. And being able to include that and stuff here and there.
I didn't love Pearlbrook.
Well, I'm saying I liked having the extra characters and stuff like that, and it was fun to have as an add-on. Yeah, it was fun to have as an add-on.
It's a worker placement game. It gives you other places to go.
I like the fact that the other add-ons have all these different boards and stuff and different things you can manage.
Different meeples.
Yeah, and I really, really like that.
Like bats and cats and rats.
Doctor, why don't you tell us how big this box is going to be? The big old box of storage.
So flip the camera over. So here's the deal. So
I like how you tell me to flip the camera over like I wasn't going to because I set you up with, Doctor, why don't you tell us how big the box is?
So this is the original collector's edition, right? Pretty standard game box size. Same size as probably Terraforming Mars, right? Pretty close to that. So if you got Terraforming Mars, you know about how big this a standard game box, right? It's not that big. I don't know. Phone for scale. Like, here's my phone. Phone for scale.
We don't have any bananas over here?
No, I don't have any bananas on the
Jeez,
table. Oh, here.
Here, a burrito for scale.
It's a little bit shorter than burrito. So, rough estimates of the collector's big box, it's going to be this sized.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You needed a companion for your Super Fantasy Brawl box.
So, it might be a little bit bigger, too. It might be a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. It's going to be a game that's going to stick out of a calyx. So, if you shove these games into a calyx and your calyx is close to the wall, it'll stick out by, I don't know, by an inch or two. It's going to be about this big, though. So, it's going to go from something like this, oh gosh, to something like that. That's a pretty big difference.
To be fair, it's something like this plus the expansion.
Well,
so.
5 expansions. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that it's going to be like that. But I was really trying to figure out, my biggest concern was space, right? And I was like, okay, how much do I play this? And space-wise, does it make sense? Because I haven't played the Collector's Edition in a little while. I mean, we've played it, but we haven't played it recently. Like, probably not in the last, 8 months or 9 months. So I was like, do I need this expansion for $200 when I already have 2 versions, when I already have the game plus the first expansion? What do I do? I don't know. It's, confusing because the new expansions add some really interesting things. They give you an automated player. They give you farms that have seasons. So the season farms instead have, 2 options, so they can do something if you're in one season and something else, like if you're in another season. So they
Okay.
have different options. They give you characters that are combo characters, like, you know, if you play the farm, you play the husband and wife and you get those bonuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have characters that aren't linked to anything, so they can be played on any building. So you can play down that construction and then just get this generic villager to come work there for free. So they kind of get rid of some of that problems where you're like, oh, I can't find, you know, the stork that needs to go onto this building. He does, like, we're digging through the deck, and I can't seem to find it because we're not seeing enough cards in 2-player to make this combo work out the way it's supposed to. There's some generic ones that can do that.
So let's see here. Petter says, thankfully the game has good resale value, so you can sell the pieces that you have. So if the resale market is really well, it may do really well, okay? So, and Petter also says, Super Fantasy Brawl, Madeira, Gloomhaven, Frosthaven, and that'd be a nice collection of massive boxes of games. But where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put them all? Where are you going to put all those games at?
You could build a support wall.
You would have to build the support wall. I'm going to build a wall for my dogs to not come over like into certain rooms with those boxes.
Games.
Yeah, with just games.
I'm very, very intrigued by this campaign. If you don't have it and you're interested, $200 is a ridiculously good deal.
It's a steal.
You're saving like $150, legitimately. Yeah. Not like when they say like, oh, you're saving some money. You really are actually saving some money. And like, because if we bought just this new one plus the one that we did, that was already $200. And we're still missing the 2 middle expansions and the whatever tree and the big box. Or no, we would get the big box. It's confusing. There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on. But to be fair, each of the expansions have a lot going on.
Right,
so
they usually
it's
have
like
4 sets of meeples. And then they have cards, and they usually have
different mechanics
things.
and stuff.
Yeah, different mechanics, different places you can go, different things. Here's the other thing. You don't typically play with all the expansions at the same time, though, either. Like, are you going to play with all these expansions at the same time? I think this is
the biggest thing is that since you don't play with all the expansions, like, do you need to be able to move all those expansions together?
It's going to be nice to have it all in one box, but, like, if you were trying to take this over to a friend's house, do you want to take a Super Fantasy Brawl style size big box over to somebody's house?
And Petter wants us to stream Everdell on stream to see if we like it, or see if he likes it, see if they like it. I know, I just messed up everything. You know, why don't you go ahead and read chat?
So it's a confusing value proposition because it's definitely weighted more towards somebody who's new into Everdell than somebody that's been buying along the way. So there is some definite feedback about that, and I don't know if they care, but they are getting feedback about it. Because I would be frustrated. I mean, we only got the first one, and I'm kind of frustrated. I could imagine that if you back the most recent Kickstarter too, you'd just be like, what the crap is going on?
Play them all and ignore the recommendations not to. Well, that's fair. You could do that. You make your house rules just like chaos.
How long would that make the game be, though? Like, I feel like that would make the game so long to play it that way. Because we've played with people that have analysis paralysis, and it's one of those games where you're maximizing what you can do. So if you put this construction down, you might get this villager for free, which might trigger something else, which might trigger something else. And there's been times where I've had 4 or 5 turns after you've already completed a season. If you play this with somebody with analysis paralysis, which I did once, the last time I played it, which might be why I haven't played it recently, I think it took us 3 hours to get through the game.
Yeah.
And we were playing it like 3-player.
Yeah, it's not a good game for people who have analysis paralysis because there's a lot of choices out there. And if you are someone who likes maximizing everything you do,
you could spend
a lot of choices looking at all those cards.
And man, like, I don't know if I can. $200 is a lot to pledge for something I've already bought once, right? It's like almost like getting one of those Castles of Mad King again or something like that. I have a hard time buying the game that I already have again because I already have it.
We bought Takanoko Giant though.
Now, when you say we, who bought it?
I did.
Did you talk to me about it?
Probably not.
Yep. There we go.
Probably not.
There we go. That's the answer right there. Woo. Yes,
okay,
it does not reward initial backers at all. If you've been doing it, the trade-off is that you've had it for a year or 2 or years, and you probably helped them fund it to get it started, and now that it's been going for a while, they can offer these bigger discounts. And it does kind of make sense because it went like Everdell was originally like 70-ish bucks, and then it was $100 with Pearlbrook, and then it was like if you wanted it all in together, it was like 170 with everything, with the Spire Crest and the other one. I keep forgetting the other one's name. And then if you want this one, it's $200. So like if you've been buying it all in every single time, it's made sense progression-wise, but you'd also have like 4 copies of the original, so I don't know why you would ever do it that way. It doesn't make any sense. Just so you know.
So what are we going to do, Doctor?
I don't know.
What are all you doing?
Like, I kind of want, if I could, do I want to wait and hope that somebody else gets it and then they decide it's not for them? But if they're buying this collector's edition, they probably know.
I love Petter talking us into it. He's like, just sell the one you have now and back it for $200. Just do it. Just do it.
Then I don't have the game for another year or so.
Yeah, that's also true.
Which I tried doing that with Dice Throne and it didn't work. Like, I tried selling my old Dice Throne because I knew I was going to get the new Season 1 re-rolled. And I did sell it, but I sold it for much less than what I bought it for, of course. I think I sold it for like $25 or something instead of the 40 that I bought it at. And like, then I just didn't have Dice Throne for X amount of months too. Yeah. Which was not fun.
Yeah. Whenever you're trying to sell Kickstarter stuff.
Right, when the new Kickstarter's on, it's hard.
It's hard. You got to get the timing right on it, and that's probably like the worst part. Because what is
6 months from now?
If you're trying to sell the other sets to get rid of them because you're going to get this other one in.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, those people are just going to look at that Kickstarter too and be like, oh, well, why don't I just get this for this? You know, like, it's tough.
Unless you could convince somebody that needs it for some kind of reason now.
There's no way they're not making another expansion after this insane Kickstarter for real. Because what is it?
It would be hard to do though because
is this like at 2 million or something? I don't know. Let me go up. Let me get my scroll.
It's such a mess though because they're saying this is the final one because it's
the
a full
final
box.
Countdown. It's the final one.
Newleaf
final
and Mistwood.
one, and then the other one will be like one more time.
Yeah, it's a $2 million campaign.
Yeah, it's a $2 million campaign, and
yeah, everyone's selling it now.
Erwin, I think you're right, and yes, Cohen is right too. Everybody's probably selling theirs now because this is such a fantastic deal, and the market's going to be flooded with them. And then, what are you going to do?
If you want some pure, unsolicited advice,
what are you
that's 100% speculation. I think trying to sell it 6 months from now will be good because it'll be too late to get into the pledge manager, and if people are actually looking for it. You could probably sell it in that in-between time. But I might be completely wrong. I feel like that's the answer.
So what are we doing this week, Doctor? We have so many good games to choose from. And what are all you backing this week? So even if it's something we did not mention on our show today, what are you backing right now? This year. When there will be a big box for Gloomhaven editions and all the expansions.
Your box would have to be like...
How big would that box be?
Your box would be at the point where you couldn't even carry it.
It would be so heavy. I would break my back just picking that box up.
You could give it as a gift to somebody. I thought about that, Jay Peters.
That is true.
I also thought about just doing it as like a giveaway or something, but
yeah.
I don't know.
But then like all of our awesome Kickstarter peeps might be backing this campaign, so I don't know.
Plus, like I know we've gotten promos for it and stuff like that too.
Oh, then you got to split up the promos. Oh, why is this so tough?
Yeah, I have to figure out what was promos and stuff that you wouldn't maybe get with the new one.
So Petter's backing Super Fantasy Brawl Round 2, debating on Everdell.
Yeah.
Everdell.
I am too, but I don't really want to spend $250 today. Plus the $30
Where's my burrito
for
at?
Three Sisters.
Give me my burrito.
That's another one.
Give me this burrito. I'm all in for Three Sisters. I'm just gonna say it right now. I want to back Three Sisters real bad. Like, roll and rights are my thing. I love Fleet, the dice game. I love what they're doing with this. It's a new time publisher, so they're just getting into having their own business going and everything.
They need to support way more.
Exactly. It's every single thing that Kickstarter is about right there. So good. I want it. And then it reminds me of gardening. So maybe it'll be like somewhat zen instead of fishing. I don't know. I guess fishing is kind of zen too. That's the one I want.
Not if you're out there hunting king crab. Have you not seen that show, Deadliest Catch?
$29, everyone. Super inexpensive Kickstarter week for me. Maybe. Till Dr. Gloryhogg says something.
So, as much as I want Everdell, I think it's definitely the best value if you don't have it. To
Absolutely.
Buy it now at $200. 100% jump on that if you're interested in the game. If I could only pick one, though, it's going to be Super Fantasy Brawl. Because I know for sure, as soon as that shows up, we're getting those characters out and we're playing it. It was my, it was my 2020 Kickstarter Game of the Year. Super Fantasy Brawl, just based off the amount of times we've played it and how excited I am to continue playing it and how much value and replayability I think I'll get out of that game.
Oh no, Doctor, you sold me on it. Let's get both. Oh no.
Yeah, that was a hard sell, right?
Ever sell it. I love that.
Jay Peters already has two sisters. Why would they want a third?
Well, maybe the third one will be helpful. I don't know.
Yeah.
Jay Peters,
Tough
Super
week.
Fantasy Brawl,
Tough
and
week.
Everdell. Okay. Well, last week was Tiny Epic Dungeons and Ragnarok's.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's
There's
been
a
good.
lot of games in there too.
Ooh, Pass on All, Battle Cry. You're our new Greg. You just.
Battlecry has like a strength about him that he's able to pass.
I don't know
on these
how you
games.
watch all these and you never. Yeah, you always pass on all the games. You're amazing. How do you do it? Tell us your secret.
Maybe Battlecry secretly has somebody back them for him.
Unfair. Everbrawl, a crossover game.
Sometimes when I can't decide, I just don't say anything. I just see which one she remembers.
What do you mean?
Like sometimes if I can't decide because there's too many, I'm just like, I'll just.
You
back
wait.
whatever.
There's a reason why we wait until usually like the next week after the show to like back something. It's because by
Sometimes
then
something new
like
might pop up.
either something new has popped up or the hype is like you've relaxed the hype a little bit and stuff, and then you're like, all right, now what are we gonna back? What are we gonna do? Ooh, Red Dragon in 8. I love Red Dragon in. Red Dragon in is so much fun.
We
I
got a
love the
lot of
mini
play out of
game
that game.
in Red Dragon in. I would
Gambling, I'm in.
Yeah. It was so much fun. We had a massive game of that too. Where how many people did we play with? It was like 12 people or 13 people or something like that.
Yeah, we used to play.
The turns took
full
forever,
game.
but it was amazing playing it.
Yeah, it was an all-night type of game. It was like 4 or 5 hours before
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
got knocked out.
Yeah.
Just like going around.
Cohen's doing the new Valeria expansion, or is that question mark like you don't know if it's coming? I didn't see that one.
No, there is the new Valeria expansion.
It's a pub scroll now. It's a pub scroll now.
There is a new Valeria expansion. We have
Is there?
still not gotten into Valeria, so like I just don't know anything about it really, besides what we've seen. And it looks interesting, but it's kind of there's definitely games that I kind of stay away from because I'm afraid if I get into it and I like it, then I'm like, oh man, like Raiders of the North Sea. I played a little bit on my phone, but I'm like, if I get this and play it, will I then have to get all of them?
Oh yeah, I hate stuff like that. So Ronnie says, I'll play Super Fantasy Brawl and Everdell on TTS this weekend. Based on that, I'll decide which one to back, maybe both. Ooh, you're going to be in for a treat then because both of those
games are good.
fantastic games. Like, it's going to be a tough decision for you. I think it matters more if you like skirmish game or kind of like tableau.
Worker placement tableau.
Tableau, yeah, building games because...
With hand management.
Yeah,
They both have
that's
hand
how it's going
management,
to really win you over because they're both just fantastic games. How about the new Root expansion? That's right, and the new Root expansion.
That's
See, I'm
exciting,
telling
too.
you, there's like so many good games right now. Like
We don't currently have Root though, so far we're safe.
we're gonna have somebody else get it for us, and then we'll go play at their house.
There you go.
Oh, that's why we didn't get it. Yeah, I hate Machikoro. I'm just gonna say it, and I apologize to the designers, publishers of the game, and everything. It is a dice rolling game, and that is not my jam. Like it's just not. Like
Probably
I can't
a
do
nicer
it.
way of saying that.
I know that. I know that's why I'm apologizing because that was really rude. But that was just the first thing that came out of my mouth, and I
So
apologize.
Ronnie says, how does Everdell compare to Wingspan for you? I'd rather play Everdell.
I would rather play Everdale as well. Yeah, because Wingspan
too.
is like it's fun, but it is very light. Everdale has advanced mechanics in it where you're really, really looking to score different things and you can go about things in different ways. Where I feel like Wingspan can become
Eggfest 2000.
it can, and
I don't feel like you pull off as.
there's like the same. It's the same sort of way to like win. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a lot. I feel like it's harder to pull off the combos that you really want to pull off. The amount of time you have for Wingspan,
Yeah.
where you get to actually do them in Everdell. So Everdell might be
Absolutely.
a little bit longer, but you get to actually do the combos you want. You get to do some really interesting things.
Ooh, yeah, the new X-Men Marvel United is coming. That's right. I'm excited to see how that looks. I'm excited to see all the characters. I thought
You're a
that
big X-Men fan.
Marvel United was a bit light for me, but I'm always excited to see all those cute little minis and everything. And I mean, come on, still makes amazing stuff. Like, still make amazing. I still back some
I
of their
decided it for Petter right there. He's like, oh yeah, Marvel United X-Men's coming. I don't need to back Everdell then. Very different games, but yes, that's coming too. So we just backed Zombicide also. There's a lot out there. There is a lot out there, and it's going to be a tough choice on Everdell. I want it, but I have to figure out if it makes sense.
Everdale just
$200, I could get Tainted Grail.
That's true. Everdale just has a really amazing system with where your turns, like you're limited by the supplies and turns that you have placing figures. Like you're really limited by your supplies in that game. It is so challenging trying to get the right supplies to maximize the length of your game because you want a lengthier game in order to win, to get all of the combinations
But then
done.
sometimes if you spend 3 or 4 turns in a row just doing things out of your hand without placing a worker, then all the worker spots you need are taken.
Yes. And so like it creates some really interesting mechanics and things happening in the game that you don't get from other game series. You just don't. Like, I can't think of another game that has that same sort of style of mechanic, you know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's really, really good. So, let's see here. Did you guys take a look at Meeples and Monsters? Not yet, actually. Let's see here.
I looked at it briefly, but it didn't make it onto the list
It's
yet.
a bag builder with Meeples. I'm having a hard time with bag builders. What was the last bag builder we played?
Altiplano.
Yeah, I'm having a real hard time with bag builders, everybody. I'm beginning to suspect that bag builders are not my thing. My favorite bag builder is Mercado, and that is really like my only bag builder that I've liked, period. True. It's just been Mercado. And nobody knows about that game, and it's so good.
Mercado's a shorter one, too.
Yeah, it is.
It's an inexpensive one. I think it's like under $30 usually.
And I love the board on it. Like, you can switch the board so the scoring's all different. Like, it's a fantastic game.
There's
and
not a standardized start point. You can kind of start wherever you want on there, I think.
Yeah, I really like it. It's really good. It does not get enough love from the community. It's so good. All right, get Tainted Grail. Let's play over Zoom. Ooh, that would be so much fun. Or Discord. Yes. That'd be amazing. Didn't they have, it came out on Steam and stuff like that. We were going to look into something like that. That would be fantastic as well. All right, everyone. Doctor, I know we've chatted it up. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. We enjoy all of you being here in chat. Like, we have so much fun playing.
3 sisters.
Yes.
But I think that's because you knew I would do Super Fantasy Brawl. Didn't you?
I can't tell you that, Doctor. There has to be some sort of romance in our relationship still.
Super Fantasy Brawl and Unmatched are probably my favorite skirmish games right now.
Let's see here. As far as skirmish games go.
But they're different, very different. I think Unmatched and Super Fantasy Brawl are probably the closest.
Skirmish game-wise, there's a lot of really great skirmish games that I love that DrGloryhogg does not really want to play as much with me. And I feel like Super Fantasy Brawl is the perfect opener for people getting into the hobby that you want to introduce to skirmish games, while also being complex enough that
that's a really good time.
People who play, skirmish games will have so much enjoyment out of it because it's not strictly just killing off the opponent. You do have objectives that you have to go after and stuff. And I think that totally it just tweaks the game enough where it's simple enough to like throw on the table and play immediately with just anybody. You could teach little kids how to play and they'd be totally fine with it, with all of like the iconography and stuff on all the cards and everything. And then have like with other skirmish players, those advanced mechanics that you're going through and positioning and stuff and maneuvering of traps and everything in the game that makes it so you're fulfilled on that end of it. So like if you like skirmish games, it's a fantastic one to just like play with everyone. Like everybody's going to play it with you. Nobody's going to play like Blood Bowl with you unless they know how to play Blood Bowl. Like
Blood Bowl's good, but it's different.
It's good.
Too.
It's long. It's different. Like I'm not going to be able to introduce that to everybody and then be like, yeah, let's do that again. People are going to be like, oh, there's a lot of mechanics. What's happening? Or like, I don't know. A lot of the Games Workshop sort of stuff and everything. Like it's just harder to get people to play.
Yeah, if you wouldn't go some medieval on me, maybe I'd play more skirmish games with you. That's true. That's true. She is pretty rough. She does not hold back.
That's fair. I don't like holding back. Discord Disco Party, absolutely. Link in the description for that if you want to hang out with us after the streams and stuff. Go on the Discord Party. We also have our Kickstarter show that we're doing next week. We're going to be playing Pendulum. Next week, we are going to be doing some other game. Next week, I don't know what the other game is that we're going to be doing. What else are we going to be doing? Anything else fun?
Probably.
Lots of fun stuff.
You'll talk about board games and beverages on Tuesday, right?
Board games and beverages. That's right. Which we game together.
Yep, we game
on
together's channel.
We game together's channel. So much fun.
That's it.
And that's it?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's good.
Thanks for hanging out.
Solid hour.
It's been a fantastic chat today, everyone.
Thanks for helping us spend our money.
All right, we will see all of you later. Bye.
Bye.